This morning with CBS 2's Jasmine Viel. She is live right along a closed Las Vegas boulevard. Jasmine.
That's right, Jeff, and law enforcement saying this is something like they have never seen. We are right here on Las Vegas Boulevard where the road is closed, and you can see right behind me. I want to point out where those concert grounds are, behind those two tall pillars. You see on the right side of the street, right across from the Mandalay Bay, that's where the gunman fired from above onto the crowd, and that gunman was staying on the 32nd floor of the Mandalay Bay. And I want to show you the marquee, or as we zoom in, this marquee sign has been going and circulating these messages, some asking for blood donations, others messages on there saying just prayers for the victims and gratitude for the brave first responders. Tom Doré is here at the scene, and Tom, you stopped by because you were here last night. I want to pull him in for an interview now because, Tom, you're one of the good Samaritans. You stopped your car when you saw a woman, a survivor of this shooting, running, crying for help.
Right, she was crossing a field. My wife and I were out of town. We weren't at the shooting itself. But as we were making the change onto Las Vegas Boulevard, she was screaming, running with her hands, young gal. And she had lost in the panic her brother, who was staying at the MGM. And so they had lost contact when they both just panicked. And so she was screaming, trying to flag anyone down to give her a ride and try to get her back to the MGM.
And you drove her as far as you could, and then what?
We went as far as we could until the first responders were just coming in. They cut off the intersection, so we had to turn around. We worked our way entirely around the airport, and we're still able to get into the other side of the MGM, and that was still getting cut off at that time. So we dropped her off. She was able to make contact with her brother, so she knew he was okay. And so then we knew we had to hurry up and get out of the way. But you could see a lot of the people coming along the side of the MGM that were coming from that area that were crying in large groups. And it was just the chaos, yeah. A lot of people panicked, not even sure what had happened or where from.
And at least you one of many people trying to help, doing what you can. Tom Doré, thank you so much.
Thank you.
For talking with us for just a few seconds here. And of course, then you have the witnesses and the concert goers I spoke to that just described the horror as they ran for their lives.
You're good.
I just grabbed him and we just started running.
It was chaos. People were stepping on each other. It was super unorganized, but I don't think anything could have been planned for anything like that.
They broke a back fence down that was up against, I guess where like one of the parking lots was, and everybody just ended up pushing it down, and everybody ran through it, and just was, anytime there was like cars in the middle of the street, people were hiding behind the cars, and when the gunfire would stop for a second, everyone would start running again. We ran until we got onto the airport terminal.
I was down in front of Mandalay Bay on the sidewalk, and all of a sudden heard a noise, and I looked up and glass was falling down, and there was another couple gunshots and more glass fell down, and then there was a brief pause, and I recognized it as gunfire at that point, and I went behind an SUV. I could see the muzzle flashes, I could see sparks up there and the exhaust, and then the curtains from the room were flying out and they were tattered, and the bullets were flying through the curtains and smoke was coming out of the room. It was awful.
That shooter, 64-year-old Stephen Paddock, had been staying there at the Mandalay Bay since last Thursday. He was found dead by SWAT team members. No word yet on a motive of why he attacked concert goers there at the Route 91 festival of 22,000 people. And Jeff and Sharon, back out here live on a deserted Las Vegas Boulevard, right where the road has been closed off as this investigation continues into this massacre, this mass shooting that took place here last night. 58 people dead, more than 500 others injured.